been enjoying about this section of the trail are the saddles. I love a good saddle. Plus, these saddles have, well, I suppose most saddles probably, but these ones have had some amazing views. So we came from that saddle, walked over there, around here, and eventually, I believe we're going somewhere down in that valley, and then up the other side of that mountain. Pamela is becoming quite a fan of the afternoon siesta. Well, it's like 11, but she had lunch.
I just offered Henry some of my trail mix because I was eating it and he could have some. And he said, no, I'm okay. I'm too full. And I said, oh, what did you have for lunch? Because I wasn't really paying attention. Go ahead and tell me, Henry, what you had for lunch. The first part is normal.
A couple scoops of peanut butter, a bagel, package of Pop-Tarts, and then some fruit wedges.
And I was thinking this was all pretty normal, but I was like, yeah, I mean, that is kind of a lot of food. And then I said, fruit wedges? And I was thinking, like, how does he have fruit wedges? And then I realized what he's talking about.
These things, that's what they're called.
Apparently, these are called fruit wedges.
I think so.
My understanding is they're cherry-flavored candy.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Fruit wedges. That is the most misleading thing I've ever heard. Henry is diligently doing his stretches on a rock with his little foam pad that he found. Good job, Henry.
Thank you.
Also, his feet are like perched on this rock / I don't know. I just thought that was funny also. Cut that off in the first video. Good work. Yup, other arm. Keep going. We're about to leave. I look over and Henry is chewing on this piece of straw? It's not even really straw. Grass. What are you doing? Why?
That's what people do.
Ew.
Farmers.
Are you a farmer?
Boys pretend to be farmers. Well, we've lost some of our expansive views from this morning. We're just walking across fairly flat, easygoing terrain, but uphill. We're going to gain about 2,000 feet over 4 miles. So not everything's exciting, but it is still beautiful. We do continue to have wonderful patches of wildflowers under these trees. It's really nice. There's our view.
All right, spotted by Henry. I always look at the ground while I'm hiking. Our first glimpse of the Sierras right there. They are snowy. All right, we got here, finished the big climb, and it's basically all downhill tomorrow. That's never really true, but largely. So it's gonna camp up here, and Henry wanted to show y'all something.
Well, first, I believe we have found a spot that is out of reach of any of these dead trees that decide to fall.
Definitely.
Particularly that one, which a guy came by and was able to significantly move while pushing on it. Stretch.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to show you my perfect hammer. It's the best one I've ever used. Now, I will say that this is controversial. Some people, like the guy who sold me the stakes, said don't hammer them in. However, I love hammering them in.
There are also many times where there's literally no other option.
Yes.
And I think it's better than trying to step on them, in which you put your foot at risk and your shoe at risk.
Yes. And I also would like to say that we've been hammering for a long time, and we have only broken one stake.
We broke a stake? Oh, yeah, we did.
And it was totally worth it.
Yeah,
totally
and we
worth
do
it.
carry a couple of backup stakes and
Yeah,
can get more.
Yeah,
So
totally
anyway,
worth it. But this hammer has a handle. It's very nice. Very comfortable
close
to
up on
grip.
that.
Good weight. Not too heavy. Not too light. And the best thing is it's got this narrow tip, so you can really use it for some fine hammering work. Oh, it's wonderful. You just, I mean, you're not, you know, the just kind of too blobbish hammers will hit this chord, which you don't want to do. It'll hit this chord, but this is just a really targeted.
I mean, I was just using like a tiny sharp thing. That was not good.
This. Oh, Pamela suggested I carry it with me. Thinking about it. Just kidding. Oh, so wonderful.
The way you go on about it, I'm starting to wonder if you should carry a real hammer. Although I guess that would be a disappointment after this beauty.
Yeah, seriously.
Maybe you should redesign the hammer, take it to market. Turns out they've been doing it all wrong.
The ideal hammer is really just that rock. So this is my couscous. I have half a cup, marked it out in my cold soaking container. But what I wanted to show you is there's some crazy static electricity going on here. Okay, well there was. Couscous was just flying up to the very edge when I was pouring it in. Well, didn't work. Well, it was very cool. Couscous is my preferred cold soaking food, which is much, much better than anything else. Mashed potatoes is second, followed distantly far behind with rice, followed distantly far behind that with noodles. I walked up the closest hill right beside our campsite. It's a pretty interesting view up here. This burn section. I found some piles of rocks people have made up here. Some campfires. It's a nice view. There's our tent down there. We have the quilt drying on top of it. Well, really airing out. Actually, it's dry, but Pamela said it was a bit smelly last night, so I'm trying to air it out. She has a super sniffer, so she's a bit, unfortunately for her, a bit more sensitive to bad odors. The pattern on some of these burned trees is quite cool. There's another one over here. I actually like this one a bit better. It's very cool. It's artwork.
So I'm just here in the tent editing the videos that Henry sent over to me because at the end of the day, I'll have him airdrop me his photos and videos. And so I was just watching his video from like eating dinner and his little walk and stuff. And I don't know if you guys know this, but when we get to camp, we set up the tent and I basically immediately get inside and I pretty much don't leave. I just really like our tent. I like sitting on soft things and the pad is soft versus outside everything is hard or pokey or cold or hot or whatever. Sticky, whatever issues it is, dirty. I'm pretty dirty, so honestly it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so while he's going on all of these adventures, I'm like sitting in the tent doing various things. But anyways, I just wanted to give you that context because I don't know if we've ever talked about that here. I am sometimes inside. I think that me getting in the tent was sort of birthed out of like when we first started, it was so cold and it got dark earlier. So I would just like get in the tent as quickly as possible, try to warm up, eat my dinner as quickly as possible, and like go to sleep. But now that it's warmer and also it's lighter a lot later, I end up spending a lot more awake time in the tent because I'm just like hanging out. Anyway, Henry's also in the tent with me now. He's studying diligently. Are you? Mm-hmm. Sometimes he reads. Sometimes he reads his book and I don't know what he's doing. But either way, yeah, it's still very sunny. But we're gonna go to sleep soon because we are going to get up early because we've come so close to a 10 by 10, which is 10 miles by 10 o'clock. Multiple days in a row now. And even last week, actually, I don't even actually, we might have done a 10 by 10 and not known it.
I don't think so. I've been watching out.
All right, Henry's been watching out. He says no. Anyway, we've been very close, like 3 times this week. So I was like, all right, tomorrow's the last day of the desert. We gotta do our 10 by 10. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes.